Squares, family, friends, loved ones, those not watching, those watching but are having Wi-Fi interruption, those of us who haven't helped us to this moment, today, the 22nd of May, 2023. I say to all of you who are watching, thank you. Thank you for letting me have the honor of being here before you to present to you the slowest possible opening to the show. Hello, and welcome to the Steve Squared Show on this graduatory, and yes, I have made up that word, graduatory day. It's a big day here at the Steve Squared Show. It's graduation day. For those of you who thought I was just donning a pizza maker cap and tossing dough in the air, you'd be wrong. I am a baccalaureate, a graduate, if you will, of high esteemed honors from 4 years of an enormous bill, somewhere in the neighborhoods of $200,000 to $250,000, paid to some unknown parties who are cashing the check, laughing as I wear this funny hat and tassel and feel proud for sleeping through 4 years of college. Yes, it is graduation day, my squares. A day, a time of reflection, a time to look back and say, what happened? Now what do I do? Crap! I gotta find a job. How does one do that? I am not prepared to enter the world. I have not been ready for this. Where did this come from? I spent the last 4 years asleep, partying, sports, and now they're kicking me out into the real world to try to find a job. A job. Well, welcome to adulthood, my graduates. Yes, a very frightening experience that we all must pass through. But don't worry, my fellow graduates. As you walk through the halls of adulthood, you can always turn back around and go right to childhood like I have done. And stay in a mediocre level of inopportune moments in your life. Anyway, yes, today is graduation day. And I feel bad. I don't want to rain on the parade of all of the graduates today. I want to offer my congratulatory congratulations. Especially to the one graduate that stands above the rest, shines a little brighter than the others, laughs a little louder. My niece, Kelly. Yes, today she has graduated from college. Malloy University. You know, Malloy is now a university. It was a college. It is now a university. I don't know how one becomes a university from a college. I believe it has something to do with payments made to parties unknown. But that's for another show. This is a happy show. This is not about being sarcastic, jaded. I'm open to all the possibilities for graduates today. But today is a celebratory day. And let me tell you what I'm doing right now. Instead of celebrating with my niece and family at dinner, I am here with you. Because my loyalty, like my niece's to her education, is to you people. To all my loyal squares. You too have walked through the halls of a procession of graduating into a abyss of Steve Squared nonsense. So yes, I want you all to think on this Monday, May 22nd, 2023, about your college graduation, your high school graduation, your middle school graduation, if you had one. And think how proud you felt wearing this silly cap with this little fringe. That's what you get for your $175,000. A funny hat and a tassel. But it represents much more than impersonating a pizza maker. Hey, hey! You need the dough. I think pizza makers, I think this should be established, these kind of hats, and this might be what I bring to Shark Tank. You know how I'm always looking for the next great thing on Shark Tank. I think that the pizza makers in the pizzeria should have different hats, so you know who's making your pizza. So someone with a tassel, maybe, and it has the different colors, they're an elite pizza maker. That's who you want. Then you have other people who are lesser, and they're the ones rolling your dough. But, you know, because we all like to stand out. I mean, I noticed in this graduation, and congratulations to all the graduates. It was a fine, long ceremony. Very long. Graduations are nothing if not long. There must be a way to speed this up. I mean, and it's also, all of a sudden I've noticed it's turned into a kind of a competitive cheerleading event. It's almost like a scene from American Idol. They always make the announcement, I hate this announcement, hold all applause until all the graduates have been named. You know what? You've paid $200,000. You've schlepped to this long, arduous graduation. You've done everything for these last 4 years, 5, 6, however long it took your kid to graduate. I'm not judging. You have every right in the world to applaud when your child's name is called. You don't have to, you're not there to, they're just, this is the problem I have, and my sister will put the cap on this. She will not be offended as a teacher, and my niece is entering into the world of teachinghood as well. She will be a teacher. She has majored and got her master's. She got a dual degree. This wasn't any, my niece is no joker here. She's no three-eyed Monty, three-eyed ventriloquist. She got a dual baccalaureate degree in her education field and master's of science. It's wonderful. So there's like 500 kids, okay? And the valedictorian got to come up and make a speech. Wasn't really impressed. Sometimes these kids can put together good speeches. This girl didn't have it. I wasn't enjoying it. I didn't like it. It was confusing. And but I'll tell you, it's to my point in a moment, as I like to make points. So she gets applauded because she's the valedictorian. So just because your child wasn't a valedictorian, why does your applause have to be held? No. I say applaud. And believe me, nobody listened because they had air horns. This was at the Nassau Coliseum. You would have thought an Islander game broke out. They had, Eddie Ramirez, Tanya Harding, woo! People screaming. And here's the thing, if you're going, so now there's a lot of pressure to not have crickets when your name's called, right? Like if my name was called Stephen Kaminsky. You don't want crickets, you want, woo! You want a lot of that. So we did that for Kelly. But, some people brought really big fan clubs and big fan bases. So back to my point about this valedictorian, and the one thing I did take from her speech, she talks about how do you define success? How do you define it? Well, we understand how you define it in 2023, don't we? It's all about social media. But she's trying to say it's not about that. It's not about how society deems your success and failure, or she didn't even like to use the word failure. She said your success. Don't measure it by other people and celebrities and this and that. And, so that was making a good point. She was trying to say success is measured by how you feel about your life, trying new things, helping people, being kind, all of the gibbery jop, But we know at the end of the day. So then one of the provost people come up, which I still don't know what that word means, but one of the provost people come up and says, thank you, Victoria, what a wonderful speech. And she goes, and by the way, congratulations on your podcast and your TikTok. She has 300,000 followers. So you can see how stupid this provost person was. That's how she's saying what the girl just said was not how you measure success, was not by how many followers you have, but of course the person wanted to seem relevant. One of the older provost people wanted to seem, I know what TikTok is and I know it's about followers. So she congratulated her for having X amount of followers, which the person that just gave the speech said that's not how you measure success. It wasn't even a lapse of 10 seconds that it was contradicted. Stupid, and I love to call out stupidity. That's the only thing I have left, is to call it out when I see it. Stupid. It's just ridiculous. I'll tell you another thing that's stupid. This little piece of crap speaker, okay? This little piece of crap speaker. I charged it up, had it ready to go for you folks to play the processional march. And of course, when push comes to shove, the bright lights come on, it doesn't work. This thing, I got this on Amazon. I wish I could tell you the brand so you could just not buy this, but it's a piece of crap. Most of these, it was, whatever. How was your weekend? Beautiful. We had a beautiful Sunday. It was a very nice Sunday. Again, this is the season of the carpenter bees, so I was outside by my folks' house. This is become a, if you will, like college and like the ceremony. It's a tradition in my house to be attacked by an enormous bee, carpenter bee. So we're working on the deck and we're trying to annihilate these bees. It's a rite of passage, if you will. So we are pursuing that endeavor. It's not going well. These things are huge. And I don't like bees. I just don't like them. There's not a lot of bugs I do like, but bees are definitely, I don't like things that hum and buzz and fly by your ear. And these things are big and furry. It's terrible. It's terrible. Ever since I saw that movie, The Killer Bees, when I was a child. Did you ever see that movie? It's like an old movie called The Killer Bees. Very scary. Well, it's about bees, you know. They used to make a lot of movies back then about things that attacked or killed you. The Killer Bees, Orca the Whale was another movie. You know, Bo Derek was in that. What else was there? You know, they had the bear, Grizzly Adams bear. They had Jaws. The shark is attacking you. So we had a lot of animals attacking you, right? There was whether it was Jaws or the Killer Bees, or it just seemed that there was a lot of movies back then about these things that attacked you. But anyway, so the graduation was very long. I'm going to meet them afterwards. I want to give my niece her graduation gift and things like that. But it was a really wonderful ceremony. Very nice. You know what? I don't even have. I have the other phone. I don't have pictures. But we'll post them up there. Really nice graduation. And you see this graduation goes with my dumbbells shirt. So this goes wonderfully. By the way, this is the Steve Squared Show, coming to you live from the Steve Squared Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K, graduate, baccalaureate, masters of comedy, Stephen K. Funny Man. I'm no more longer Stevie K. That's juvenile. That's childish. I am Funny Man Stephen K. at your service. Here to deliver humor on a sophisticated, a more intellectual level. Not that silliness that I used to do. It's a smart humor I'm trying to deliver to you. Very smart. I wish I had my blurb that said, wrong. I'll do it for you. Wrong. Hey, if you're looking for a bar, and I know you are, and I'm not talking about one to drink your sorrows away. Not that kind of bar. I am talking about this new health traditional bar. This health bar, I'm putting my stamp of approval. Now, I don't know where my Celsius drink is. It's somewhere, who knows where it is. But let me bring to you another proud non-sponsor of the Steve Squared Show. Verb. I've been telling my clients about these. I actually gave a box of these to my brother on his birthday. Verb. Speaking of teachers, just like the verb that you learn in school. Do you remember what a verb is? It's an action. Do you remember that when you had to learn adjectives, nouns, verbs? I hated that. An adjective describes something, a noun is a person, place, or thing, and a verb is an action word. Jump, run. Verb. Eat. And that's exactly what you do. Now, these bars are very good. Let me tell you why. You can see on the box, it says caffeinated, but don't fret. It's not anything artificial, or it's natural caffeine from green tea. Very small amounts, just enough to give you, it's about equal to 1 shot of espresso. And I wouldn't even know what's in 1 shot of espresso. I do not drink coffee. So, these bars, these are cute. And the ingredients is the key to this. I'm very leery to advise or recommend bars unless they pass the Steve K test. I am very astute to the bars or protein that I should recommend to my clients. This is gets the Steve K stamp of approval. It's actually it's made with, it's sweetened with agave nectar. It has pink Himalayan salt, which is very good for you. It's organic green tea, cocoa butter, and that's it. Pea protein also, so it's vegan friendly, and gluten free, and it has oats. So this is actually this is actually a little quick energy bar, good snack to have pre-workout. And what time? How long should you have this before you work out? I would say anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes before. The new energy bar, Verb. Take one on your grocery shelf. Now, where do you find these? These are hard to find. You'd have to get these on Amazon, or actually, wink, wink, I'll tell you where you can get them on the down low. Don't tell anybody. TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx is selling these now. So that's good. Now, what flavor is this? I don't like this flavor. I had to just show you. Chocolate chip peanut butter. I'm not a peanut butter person, but they have other flavors. Get what you will. Anyway, hey, great news. I'm very excited about this. A new Governor Kathy Hochul, I believe is how you say her name, has approved an enormously whopping sum of money. Let's see how much she has approved. $145,000 of state funds. Might sound like a lot, it's not. To provide additional drones and training on how to recognize sharks this summer. We're trying to make a safer shore season. So what they're saying is Long Island lifeguards in state parks, because we've been having an enormous amount of, or an inordinate amount of shark attacks or shark sightings. It says here, wow, it says up to 20 documented shark attacks in New York over nearly 200 years. They're saying there's only been 20 documented shark attacks, not sightings, attacks. Half of them have occurred last year. I don't even understand this. Oh my gosh. And it says, and of course, shark experts are blaming it on the people. They don't understand, they're swimming in the wrong part of the water, it's always the people's fault. It's not the shark that's biting your leg off. But look, we're in their environment, so I understand. If they came down Sunrise Highway, then that would be a problem. But this is their terrain, this is their environment, their habitat. We're infecting their waters. We're jumping in on their water. So I understand if they want to attack you, it's free for all. It says last year featured a record number of shark bites off South Shore beaches. These would include Robert Moses, Jones Beach, and of course, where I go to the car shows, Tovey. But it says here, bites are rare. Shark bites are extremely rare according to marine experts. Tell that to the guy that's now walking around with a limp. Old peg leg. It says before last summer there had only been about a dozen attacks of New York beaches since 1837. I don't believe this. I don't believe this guy. Anyway, it says what they're going to be doing. It says a lot of these are occurring off the coast of Robert Moses. Let me tell you what this $145,000 is going to do. It says it's going to include more drones, 2 additional wave runners. I know how expensive wave runners are. That's not going to cover it. And training for drone operators to figure out how to work these so they can spot. These drones are going to have some infrared imaging, so they're going to be able to spot local schools of shark from far away. So anyway, you don't want to be, I'm telling you, you don't want to be off the coast of the beach and all of a sudden here, dun 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 dun. I wonder by playing that processional if this show is even going on right now. Because they probably Facebook jailed me, right? I'm not allowed to play anything whatsoever. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's make sure. Nope, I'm okay. People would have texted me. You're just talking into your computer, you're not on. Anyway. Let's see what else we got for you. Hey, the fun book came out. Did you hear this? The fun book is out. And which is all the fun stuff you can do on Long Island. I'm going to grab it for you in a minute when we take a commercial break. There are no commercials on the Steve Square Show, let's be honest. I'll tell you what I did see this weekend. or this past, not sure when. I went with, and I haven't done this a lot, but I went with my nephew, Kevin, my niece's brother, and his dad, my brother-in-law, Roger. We went to see the Yogi movie. Yogi. It Ain't Over. And it was about the life of Yogi Berra, Yankee catcher. And we saw it at the Belmore Playhouse. Let me tell you something about this dump. The Belmore Playhouse it was like one theater. They have people lined up. The movie starts at 3:05. It's 3 o'clock. They have people just standing there. You can't go in. There's one kid cleaning the room. This is already a bad scene. I mean, you know, when you go to AMC, Lowe's, Regal, you're just going in. It's all ready. This was a disaster. So I was looking around, and there was a kid's birthday party going on, because these are these little, small, independent theaters that are trying to survive. How could they survive? They can't battle with the big boys. So they have to look for extra ways to earn income, and I'll tell you how they do it. Upstairs at this Belmore Playhouse is what's called the loft, and it says children's parties and full bar. Seems like a weird combination, don't you think? Children's parties and a full bar. Now, I don't know about you. When I was 10, I went to the old boring bowling party. Bowling ball, right? I would have much rather have gone to a full bar where 9-year-old kids are doing shots of Jägermeister and Jack Daniels. What's going on at this Belmore Playhouse? I don't understand. They have children's parties, a full bar. I mean, you do the math. That only spells disaster. So anyway, the Yogi movie was pretty good. It was a documentary. It wasn't a movie. Not sure why they showed it, but in the movie, usually it would go straight to streaming. But anyway, it was pretty good. It was about the life of Yogi Berra. And I recommend it when it comes streaming. It'll come soon. I mean, this thing's not going to last long in the theaters. We just wanted to go see it. You know, it was nice. His granddaughter did it because she was so irate about him kind of being left off some of the Major League Baseball's greatest players. And she was very upset. And she said to her grandfather at the time, this is ridiculous. So she did this amazing documentary. It took years to put together. And it's really good. It's really interesting and fascinating. And he's really the one thread, this guy. This guy was the one thread from meeting, and there's a great picture of him as a young rookie with Babe Ruth, and then all the way he goes to the times with the past Yankees, Jeter and O'Neill and Cohn and those guys. So he really spanned the spectrum of Yankee lore. So if you get a chance, check it out. There was also something I thought was really funny, and I think you should. I would also like to recommend it. Cliches, Hollywood cliche, Attack of the Hollywood Cliches. Rob Lowe is the host. Very, very funny. He just talks about some of the signature Hollywood devices that they use, cliches, that we see in all rom-coms, police. You know, there's always the renegade. To give you an example, there's the Eddie Murphy, Mel Gibson, you know, the renegade cop where the you know, even in Starsky and Hutch, right? You remember the captain was always yelling at them, "You told me I'm going to take your badge. Now get out of my office," right? And they're always in jeans and talk, right? They don't follow the rules. They beat to their own drum. You do that now, no bueno. But in movie land, you could do that. So that's right. And then there's always the point in the movie where they have to give them the badge. "We're going to need your badge and gun." And then they say, "That's all right, I'll do it on my own." Right? Dirty Harry, he didn't need a badge and a gun. He had his malt liquor or whatever, that Colt 45 gun. You feeling lucky, punk? So that's what I'm talking about. It's a really funny, it's on Netflix. He talks about how in different movies they use the device of eating an apple to show kind of, you're so cool, you can eat an apple during a scene. And Tom Cruise in A Few Good Men, I think it was Gerard Butler in 300, right? He's got the armor on, you know, and the way they bite it is like, Go F yourself. I'm so cool I can eat an apple during a take. And, they're holding the bag of groceries with the baguette bread sticking out. There's always these signature moves, the rom-coms where the two bump into each other and all of a sudden they fall in love, then they hate each other, then they fall back in love. Right? There's always the drama where they hate each other. There's always some conflict. They can't just fall in love because then the movie would be over in an hour instead of 2 hours. So it's really, really funny. Check it out. Attack of the Hollywood Cliches. What else do we got here? And here, let's talk a little bit about what I was talking about. Do you know what I was talking about? Because I don't. Hold on a second. I'm going to find it for you. I'm going to find what the hell I was talking about. Here it is. This is what I was talking about. Oh, look at this. This is like 2 pages of this crap. So, look at this. Sips and flicks. Right? Says here, grab a drink at these cinemas. And it shows this woman serving drinks at the local movie theaters. And it says here, that basically what it's saying is, we may see more and more movie theaters offering cocktails and drinks as state liquor laws have become more relaxed. Now, previously, if you wanted to, a movie theater could have a full bar or a bar if they had a kitchen. And there were certain tight laws. You couldn't bring it to your seat. You could have it there. Yada, yada, yada. So now, somebody, again, it's always a matter of a payoff. Somebody in the one of the 5 major crime families, or in the governmental hierarchy, said, we're missing something here. We're missing money. So let's release the net, the tension, the stranglehold on movie theaters, and let's lighten the state liquor laws. So now what you can do is now you're seeing pop up in a lot of theaters, bars are going to be there, and not only that, but you can take your cocktail with you to your seat, so you don't have to chug it and then run to your seat half blitzed. Now you can get sloppy during the movie. Let me tell you the brainstorming idea that these people have. So now, my friends, not only do you have to take your life into your hands when you take your family to the movies for fear of getting blindsided by somebody that's been wrecked when they went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. You're taking a family to see a Muppet movie. Hey, Muppets Take Manhattan, and you got the kids, and all of a sudden you got some guy 3 sheets to the wind doing Jack and Cokes. I don't understand if nobody gets to the end of the sentence and thinks things through. This is a great idea. We're going to let people drink into an oblivion, and then they'll go drive home. Because let's be honest, this is going to be new. So right now, people are just catching on to take Lyfts and Ubers when they go to bars and those kind of things because they expect. But now, people are going to be driving to the movies and going, oh, look at this. This is fantastic. Next time I'll get the Lyft. Now I'm going to get myself a Shivers on the Rocks. Because, I got a van full of kids. I'll put them in the movie, and I'll go have a couple of cocktails. And then I'll pick up the kids when they're done. That's the recipe for a disaster. What is wrong here? This is my new segment. I'm introducing a new segment today, May 22nd, Graduation Day. I'm graduating you all from innocence into sardonic realism, where I'm saying, I'm introducing a segment called Push Button. This is your push button. This is what pushes my buttons. I say this to my mom all the time. She hates it. I say, don't push my buttons. And so this is going to be my hot button topic. My push button topic is going to be this nonsense with the serving alcohol at the movie theater. It's not necessary. Really? You should set up a casino in there, too, while you're at it. You could bet on how long the movie's going to be. Is the movie going to be crappy or good? I'll lay 10 down. Because, right, the casino's coming. It's coming. It takes them a year to get approval to fix a pothole, but 6 months to approve a $4 billion casino and strip club on Hempstead Turnpike. Welcome to Long Island. Welcome to the country. I mean, this is not just here. We're not going to, this is not just a staple of who we are. This is everywhere. But we embrace it. Long Island, let's face it, we embrace anything seedy and sordid. We love it. We are definitely not, you know, Bailey. We're not, you know, George Bailey, if you will. We're not the idealistic. This is not Bedford Falls. We live in Pottersville. Okay? We live in the seedy, a dime a dance. Thank you, Martha Graham. Heather Graham, sorry. Hey, speaking of which, so that'll be coming to your local movie theater. Speaking of which, did you guys get to see also the documentary that's now on HBO? Love to Love You Baby, starring, well, of course, it's the biopic of the one and only Queen of Disco, Donna Summer. So this is really, it's really good. I didn't see all of it, but I saw some of it. So good. It's really about how she thrust onto the scene, literally, if you watch some of the videos. And she, you know, great songs, right? Love to Love You Baby, Hot Stuff. I would play some of them, but again, I can't play anything here. Is this tassel bothering you? What if I did this for the whole show? Would it bother you then? And they do this whole big thing, the president of the university. Graduates, you may now move your tassel to the left. Like, look, let's be honest. I'm very proud. I graduated. They're a wonderful moment. You know, it's a nice passage, rite of passage, but it's a money-making scheme for these universities and colleges. Let's be honest. Hey, 3/4 of these kids are not going to do what they went to school for. They have no idea what they want to do, and that's okay, because they're young, they're kids. Nobody knows what they want to do. It's all a big journey. It's all a big learning experience. So, but unfortunately, that learning experience he just dropped about 125 balloons on that learning experience, and they're laughing all the way to the bank. And for that kind of money, I was anticipating, because this is the new world we live in, get yourself a celebrity. You know, the graduations at the Coliseum, you know, see, Madonna's going to be performing there. Get Madonna to give the commencement address. You know, a little Vogue action. Instead, they had, you know, I don't know who they had. Dug up one of the people that was, you know, from the graduating class of 1827. And she gave the commencement address. You know, and it's always the same, you know, float to your own boat, sail your own course, map your own journey. Talk about cliches. Rob Lowe would have had a field day at this nonsense. It's always the same, right? There's always some kind of, you know, don't worry, be you. I'm here to tell you that's wrong. Whenever you get the chance, or at least when I do, I'm never me. I try not to be me. That's how I navigate life. I don't want to be me. If I could be somebody else, it wouldn't be me. Except, of course, when I'm entertaining my Steve Squares. Then I'm me. But anyway. So that was... you know, tonight's Monday movie night, and Steve had asked me, because Jeff always calls in with the Mystery Monday movie. Every theater, speaking of theaters, does a mystery movie night, right? $5. You don't know what the movie's going to be. It's always something that comes out a couple of weeks later. Most of them are terrible. Champions with Woody Harrelson was a flop. Just a whole bunch. Gandahar, Jeff had called in and said was last week with Gerard Butler. It's nothing, stupid. So, but apparently I thought it was just in Farmingdale. It's all Regals. It's all of these theaters. Lowe's, I think, does it in Levittown. $5 Monday night, you get to see something. But interesting enough, he said they had contacted him and said the next one was going to be PG. So, meaning it's kid-friendly. So they trying to give little hints of, you know, it's PG, but it'll be a full bar. So that'll be good. The kids can watch and drink and enjoy. So, anyway... Here's something. Are any of you Barry Manilow fans? You know, Barry Manilow's been on my radar a little bit. You know, he's 80 years old. And he's actually a client of mine. Is involved in a production. He wrote a musical that's going to be on Broadway. Not only that, Barry Manilow's still got it rocking. He's still going on. Let's see what else he's got. It says here he'll be performing. Here he is. Barry Manilow will be performing Sunday, June 4th at Radio City, 5 nights. May 31st, so this is coming up soon. May 31st to June 4th. This is like next week. I wonder if there are any tickets left. You'd love to hear him sing Mandy, wouldn't you? Mandy. Do you have any favorites? Wow. It says here he's got a 50-piece orchestra that'll be performing with him. So Barry Manilow is going to be at Radio City. He is 80 years old. What are some of your favorite Barry Manilow songs? And don't scream all at once. It's okay. Do you like Mandy? Do you like I Write the Song? The Copa? Who doesn't love the Copa? At the Copacabana, the hottest spot north of Havana. I actually use that in my dumbbells pilots. I do a spoof that the aerobic teacher is playing. It's called Manilobics, and he plays, instead of aerobics, it's Manilobics, and they dance to the great sounds of Barry Manilow, and it's very funny. And he goes, at the Copa, hottest spot north of your ABBA. Get it, abs? Look, are you still with me here? Okay. Don't worry, you only got about 19 minutes left of this crap. So, he will be performing. He's 80 years old. That's great. Good for Barry Manilow. That's fantastic. What else we got for you guys? I am going to show you this was stupid. It's like they're showing this. They put this in about, because Memorial Day is coming up, and they showed this in the paper. It says "Kicking It in Kismet." These people look how bougie and stupid they look. And it says they name their houses. The house names spell fun on Kismet. So these billion-dollar people name their houses like La Familia because they're Italian or whatever. This guy's house is named Nana, whatever. It's just stupid. It's really gibberish. They're idiots. First of all, nobody's got that kind of money living there. But anyway, what is this? Oh, you see, this is pretty interesting. Are they doing this? Jones Beach. Jones Beach is having an axe throwing and a kids' adventure. Wow. So at Jones Beach, they're going to be doing summer hours beginning this Saturday. There is axe throwing and a kids' adventure course. Again, kids and axe throwing don't really go together. I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. But if you are looking for something to do and and spend the weekend at the emergency room, take your kids first to Jones Beach, and then off to the emergency room to reattach that limb. So here's what's happening. If you say you're afraid to go in the water to lose a limb from a shark, you stay out of the water, you lose it from getting an axe thrown at you. We get you either way at Jones Beach. That's their motto. You don't want to get it lost, you want to lose a limb from a shark? Put an axe in your hand. I don't understand this. It makes no sense to me here. It makes no sense. It's silly. So, hey, all right, Yanks are picking it up. Are you guys happy? The Yankees are playing a lot better. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And it's funny how it kind of jived. They started playing better when the Knicks were eliminated. Isn't it, right? When the Knicks were rolling and going to the playoffs and they were winning. All of a sudden the Yankees weren't doing well. And yes, they had injuries, but it seemed the timing seemed odd. So as soon as the Knicks get eliminated and the basketball season's over, and let's face it, a lot of Knicks fans are Yankee fans. It kind of goes hand in hand. Boom, right away, the Yankees step it up, and they're starting to win. Good for them. I'm glad. They got to pick it up a little bit. But they're doing good. They're off tonight. They'll pick it up again tomorrow. So, do you remember your graduation, if you had a graduation, or if you graduated, middle school, high school, anything? No? I like these tassels. I think these are great. Would you have thought any other thing that I wouldn't have had a graduation hat on graduation day? I'm the king. Steve always calls me the king of props. I'm funny man prop master. So, but that's, I'm not going to do that. There was something else I wanted to show you guys. Oh boy. Well, here's two things. First of all, I'll tell you about these things. Harrison Ford. Did you know there was another Indiana Jones? I didn't even know this. It just was released at the Cannes Festival. Harrison Ford, who is also 80 years old. This is the last. Hopefully, the last movie in the Indiana Jones franchise. This is Dial of Destiny. It will come out June 30th, and I'm sure it will close. This is not directed, though. This is not a Spielberg. This is not anything to do with Spielberg. So, who had originally done the earlier one, the first ones, Indiana Jones, Indiana and the Temple of Doom. Those were my favorites. These are ridiculous. It's just you're trying to get blood from a stone. There's nothing left. Stop it. And he's embarrassing himself. Not because it's too done. I'll tell you another thing that's too done is ridiculous sequels of movies. Sometimes if you're not going to do it right, or reboots I should say. So they're rebooting White Man Can't Jump. You remember the original White Man Can't Jump? With Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. Boy, has Woody's career gone down since then. He's in that new series Plumbers, that crap on Showtime about Gordon Liddy and the whole Nixon thing, which has been done 14 different times, upside down and sideways. It's enough already with that crap. But when he was better, Woody Harrelson. Cheers, Woody Harrelson, the earlier Woody stuff. White Man Can't Jump, classic. Right, Rosie Perez, she's in it with her voice, and just add a little of her annoying self in there, and Wesley Snipes, and, Woody Harrelson. It's a great, funny movie, lighthearted, and now they're redoing it. And they're redoing it with Cinqua Walls as Kamal, and Jack Harlow, of course, the great Jack Harlow that everybody loves, as Jeremy in Hulu's remake of White Man Can't Jump. Oh my God! So, this is terrible. It says here Cinqua Walls from American Soul, which I have not seen, and the rapper Jack Harlow taking on the roles originated by Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. So it's really the same thing. It's just terrible. This is terrible. I can tell you it's going to be terrible. I'll tell you another thing about the Belmore Playhouse. You go to movies, right? How long are previews? 20, 25 minutes. You go to a 3 o'clock movie, or it's not going to go till about 3:20, almost 3:30, because you're going to see about 20 minutes of previews. This movie had one. One preview for the worst movie. Stay with me. This is going to be close. White Man Can't Jump 2, or sequel, whatever you want to call it. This is bad, but I have worse. The great comedian that I love, Sebastian Maniscalco, opted not to stay in his lane and do what works, but brings his stand-up to a movie, which is exactly what he's done. It's like if Jerry Seinfeld, we like him as a stand-up. It's like if he did a movie and just did all his shtick in a 2-hour movie around other actors. It doesn't work. You're a stand-up. The Jim Carreys, the Robin Williams, can cross over and understand the landscape of a film now and how to take their comedic talents. They're not doing stand-up in Good Will Hunting. Jim Carrey's not doing stand-up in Liar Liar, right? They're taking on roles, and they're using their comedic talents as part of the script and part of the movie. The trailer that I saw, this 2-minute trailer that, again, I only could get through 1 minute. Now, Robert De Niro plays Sebastian Maniscalco's father, and he's this, old Italian dad who's like politically incorrect and is an idiot and a moron, and they're going, of course, to visit very, uppity people, upscale people, and they don't want the dad to embarrass him. He's like, I'm going to go embarrass you. It's so ridiculous, and it's Sebastian Maniscalco is almost doing line for line his stand-up comedy routine in the movie. It just shows once you get to a certain level, you could do anything. Anything. They just greenlight anything, any crap. And I mean, I guess Robert De Niro, who's also about 80 years old, he just had a kid. He's got to go back to work. Oh boy. The young Godfather, Raging Bull, is now a laughing stock on the cinema scene. It's so sad. I was never I have to say, I'm not a big, I think De Niro is a one-trick pony. I think he acts and does his thing, whether it's Raging Bull or it's always the tough guy, Italian tough guy, mobster, Casino, or Goodfellas. It's the same basic character, right? He's always playing a mafioso or a tough guy, So comedy is not his thing. And, the one movie he did okay in, and I'll give him something because I like to be fair, Meet the Parents, he did a good job. But for the most part, he's terrible in any movies right now. The Irishman was terrible. So anyway, but does he really need to do this? Wouldn't you think he has enough money? But anyway, and Sebastian Maniscalco, this is going to be bad for him. I'm predicting it now. This is not going to be good. Stay with what works. This is all about understanding. And again, to my graduates, you see, even when you get to a certain age, you continue to make mistakes. Not knowing your wheelhouse, not knowing what you should do. And that's Sebastian Maniscalco didn't know what he should do. We're all constantly learning. You're not done learning when you graduate college. You're learning every day. Making mistakes. Making my way. That's actually the beginning of the Alice theme, the old show. All of my advice and growing up has been taught to me by sitcoms. My mom wouldn't like to hear me say that. No, I'm just kidding. Of course she counsels me, my mom and dad. But, and boy, we're going to be out there killing bees. So anyway, White Man Can't Jump. It's going to be on Hulu, which shows right away. Once it goes to Hulu, that's, everybody else passed. Netflix passed, Amazon passed, HBO, all of those. Once it goes to Hulu, Hulu's trash. It's garbage. So no good for that. Sorry. So sad. Too bad. Hey, it's been beautiful outside. It's been really, really wonderful. Weather has been great. It's getting into that. It's going to be Memorial Day weekend this coming Monday. Are you guys going to barbecue for the first time? Right. This is when you clean the grill, check the tanks. Now, a little bit of advice. Get a new tank. Get 8 for the season. Or at least get it refilled. Don't use last year's, you don't want to use that tank. You don't know what from the winter and things like that. So you want to get yourself a new tank. And that's the best way to go. That, my friends, is the best way to go. And they reminded us this is military month, celebrating military month. So we would be remiss if we did not celebrate our veterans. They had reminded us of this at the graduation. So we at the Steve Squared Show are big fans of the vets. We love the vets. So of our armed services, congrats, always celebratory for them. And it caught my eye, something about them. And where was it? Here it is. You, my friends, can celebrate Military Appreciation Month. Thursday, May 25th. This is actually this week. You can go see the vet dogs. These are actually dogs that were in the military facility dogs, and dogs that have been in combat. They're service dogs. These service dogs are wonderful. You can attend and meet them and see what they do. And doesn't know what to say if you can adopt one. But this is going to be Thursday, May 25th, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. East Jericho Turnpike. This is out in Smithtown. Everything's always out so far. It's just far. Anyway, this is nice. America's Vet Dogs. Care for your dog. You like the dog. You gotta like the dog. So we got that coming up. There's also going to be a car show I wanted to let you guys know. The Father's Day car show is going to be coming up on Father's Day in June on that, I believe it's that second Sunday. But you will get to see a lot of good cars. That's always a really good car show. That and the Tobey are the two best car shows. There was a Dear Amy, but I don't know if I want to read this. Hey, Mr. T had a birthday. Remember Mr. P? Mr. P? Not Mr. P, Mr. T. He's 71 years old. Hey, happy birthday, Mr. T. This guy, he writes to Dear Amy. He says he's a middle-aged man, and his fiancée recently moved in with him. He said, my family had hoarding issues for generations. And he says, my possessions bring me joy. I don't want to throw them away. He says, I understand that hoarding is an obsessive-compulsive disorder, but I also see compulsive decluttering as a big problem. Good point. So he's saying what I like to call out, and here's the crux of why I'm reading this. So he's saying, yeah, he hoards, but he likes to keep things and sentimental possessions and things. And he has been told, and this generation, right, everybody's running around trying to declutter, right? You ever say that to yourself? I have to declutter. I have to declutter myself. And it was that, it was popular with Marie Kondo on HBO or Netflix. She had that show about, she made billions of dollars about telling people how to organize their closets and declutter, right? It's a Zen feel. I love how people, good for her, she just totally got over on the whole planet and made billions of dollars. I love how people make billions of dollars on nothing. Hey, put your shoes away. That'll be $4 billion. And of course we pay to do that because we can't do anything for ourselves. We need people to do things for us. I don't know how to put things away. Let me buy Maria Kondo's book, which tells me how to put something in a drawer. Because I would know. I don't know what to do with it. If I didn't know what to do with it, if Steve K didn't say to eat this, it would just be in my hand for the rest of my life. I'd have to get Steve K's book that says to take it, unwrap it, chew it, and swallow it. Because I can't figure that out on my own. Whether I'm a graduate or not. I need people to help. So he's saying, obsessing about decluttering. He's throwing it right back at you. Don't call me a hoarder. You're a declutterer. So you have your hoarders versus your declutterers. And that, my friends, is going to be at Madison Square Garden on June 12th. No. But I understand what he's saying, right? Sometimes we obsess over certain things, and they're like, okay, and they always have the hoarders show, remember, on TV? You'd watch people hoarding or whatever. But he's saying, hey, no, no, no. Maybe there's certain things I want to keep that are sentimental or things I treasure, and I'm like that. I keep certain things. I'm not gonna feel like that or be told I have to throw everything away or I'm some kind of labeled a hoarder. I like to keep things. I'm a little sentimental. I like to keep cards or things that mean something to me. Okay, if you're keeping a half-eaten tuna sandwich from 3 weeks ago, that could be a problem. Right? If you're saying, look, this bagel on lox that I had 6 months ago brings me, I need it under my couch. It's bringing me luck. That's when you need some kind of professional counseling. And then you could call Maria Kondo, and she would come and say, remove that bagel and lox from your couch. Or you'd probably have to buy her, but you wouldn't get to talk to her. She's too big to talk to you. Anyway, the fun book. Get the fun book. It was in this week's Newsday. We'll talk about it more, but it really tells a lot of fun stuff. It lists all the car shows, where to go, zip lining that you don't want to do, amusement parks, strawberry festivals. Where are the strawberries, by gosh? I mean, May is supposed to be strawberry month. I'm always promised every May there's good strawberries. I go into a market, I can't find one damn good strawberry. I'm throwing strawberries out left and right. There's my another push button moment. May is strawberry month, and they always have, the Belmore always has their own strawberry festival, and the prices are still high on strawberries, yet they don't taste good. I'm having a strawberry war. I wait all year for May for good tasting, sweet, good strawberries, and they're just terrible. So, anyway, find yourself some good strawberries. The strawberries from California and Florida are not good, unfortunately. Usually, sometimes the Florida strawberries can be a little better. I'll tell you the brand that you want to get. Giant is the best brand. Foxy is not that great. Foxy's not really a great brand. Driscoll is the worst. I know Driscoll is what's commonly seen in the markets, but Driscoll gets moldy very fast. Which means they have not been brought to the market fresh. They are already stale or have already been in the shipping process. So I look at this stuff. Look, I'm a graduate. I got a tassel. I know things. Anyway, so we're going to close shop at 7:32. I'm going to race over and see my niece. I'm very excited. Give her a big hug and her gift, and she was excited. She was really excited. Good for her. I hope she wasn't watching me on this show right now and talk about my disdain for the whole system. But for her, she has a discernible thing, right? She became a teacher, so she's locked and loaded. She's going to be teaching young minds and all of that. Not Abby Normal. From those of my young Frankenstein followers or viewers. Anyway, 7:33. We're going to close out this congratulatory, salutatorian ceremony. Once again, congratulations to my niece Kelly. Wonderful day. Very proud of you, as always. I'm always proud of my niece's nephew and family. They're wonderful people. Kermit is very excited, looking green, loving this time of year. It's Kermit's time of year. Remember, if you want, get yourself a Verb bar. These are really good. Probably have to buy a box, but a box, they're not priced too high. Go to TJ Maxx. Hey, the summer's coming, Memorial Day. You can be going to the beaches and feel fine. Governor Hochul's got your back. And if you should happen to lose a limb by a shark, what you do is, I believe she's going to also releasing a program that if you lose a leg, an arm, a limb, just bring it right to the your local legislative office, and they'll sew it right back on for you, or give you a free limb to take home with you. So that's going to be fun. That program is set to roll out after Memorial Day. So again, if you lose a limb, bring it right back. They'll reattach if you could find it in the shark's mouth. I'm telling you, these shark attacks they're not anything to scoff at. Watch your waters. And they come into shallow waters. I'm telling you, don't think just because you're going knee deep and you're okay. They are swimming all over the place because of the different warmer water climates coming up from the south. they're bringing different schools of fish that they feed on, so that's why they're there. To put it in layman's terms, I know they wrote 8 pages on why they're there. I'm going to tell you in one sentence: it's the change in the climate. Anyway, I like to educate. I'm not. See, I'm not. This is not just a hat rack. I'm my scholarly brain is working overtime here. See, it's 7:35. I've given you 5 free minutes of advice and counseling. So for myself, funny man Stephen K. You can check out my Instagram, Stephen R. Kaminsky. There's nothing to joke about here. Serious business. I want you all to have a wonderful week. Have a safe Memorial Day. We'll be with you next Monday on Memorial Day. Don't worry, we'll be back in the studio soon. June's going to be a rockin' month. We're going to have John Hampson for 9 days. We're going to bring you... the show we're going to bring you is going to be amazing. I'm going to try to get Barry Manilow. That I can't promise you. But we'll do our best. Anyway, once again, have a wonderful, intelligent, read something tonight. Think about it, right? Don't just drone in front of your phone. Don't just stream things and just watch blindly. Pick up a book. Shut the TV off. Pick up a book. I mean, I'm drudging through these last 10 pages of The Perfect Storm. That was the hardest read I've ever had, but I'm going to finish it because I'm committed and should be committed. Anyway, I leave you, my fellow squares, with the wonderful advice of the great Yogi Berra. It ain't over till it's over, but this show is over.